Alright guys, here we are on a halfway decent day in South Dakota. We're going to get to work right here on this door for the Nova. I'm just going to do a time lapse for you guys just so that you ain't got to sit here and watch me sand all day. But we're going to go ahead and get you guys set up to watch this time lapse. This spot sanded, that spot sanded. We started on this one, but I'm gonna save that one for last. Just until we can get the rest of this stuff done. I'll at least get it done up to this edge right here and then finish it off. But we do have a little more body filler delay. We had some low spots like right in here. You guys seen me kind of whacking that with my body hammer. So this spot right here where the Bondo is, obviously that's a low spot. Well, when you get a low spot like that, you're gonna have a ridge around it. Because when the metal presses in, it kind of forms a little ridge all the way around it. Well, if you take and you can kind of press in the middle of that, and you take your body hammer with the point on it, that's what I like to use. But if you can press up on this from the underneath side, and then you kind of tap that ridge right there, it'll kind of relax that metal a little bit, and it'll kind of pull it back up into place. That way you ain't got to have as much body filler right there. Now, I know worrying about that, you know, and not worrying about this is kind of counterintuitive, but this door is not going to be the door that stays on this car its entire life, I hope. I plan on getting a new door for this car at some point, because man, this door, it's tore up pretty bad. I mean, whenever I got in here and took out all the old body filler that was in here, because it had rust underneath of it, it had surface rust, and it made the body filler lift off the metal, and it had cracks running all through it. So I ground those out until I seen no more rust, but whatever was still holding, I left it. I did take some rust preventative spray paint and covered the metal before I put body filler on it, so hopefully that will help prevent any of that in the near future. But for now, we're just going to worry about getting this taken care of, and at some point down the road we're going to put a new door on it and not have to worry about this ever again. I mean, I'll probably end up selling this door just to make a little money off of it. And someone else that wants to mess with it, they can mess with it. But I personally, I don't want to mess with it after all this nonsense. It's just, this door is beat up really, really bad. Most people would have already bought a new door, but seeing as how they're $450 just for the door and another $150 for freight, I think I'll put $20 worth of body filler in it. Just get me by for now. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lay some more body filler on top of this stuff because it's really, really low throughout here, which that sunlight's kind of killing me there. You can see it right there. It's really low in here still, so it needs a lot more. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lay some more body filler on this door. Hopefully this will be the last sand that I have to do. I don't want to have to do any more sanding on this, or add any more body filler on this. So we're gonna go ahead and add another layer of body filler, sadly. And then once that's smoothed down, hopefully there's no more low spots. And if there is, hopefully they're not enough that a little bit of glazing putty can't handle. I mean, I got this can here, Evercoat. Once we get all this stuff done, we're just gonna take Evercoat, we're gonna lay it from body line to body line. And we're gonna try and get this whole door as smooth as possible. And whatever that doesn't fix, I'm gonna fix with primer, because I got some high build easy sand primer. And when you spray that stuff on there, just spray it really, really heavy. Not enough that it's gonna run, but heavy. And that way you can sand it out and it'll take out little imperfections like these sand scratches and stuff. It'll take that stuff out if you actually take the time to sand it. But that's the thing you gotta make sure of. You gotta take the time and sand your primer and your glazing putty and your body filler, and it'll be looking just fine. Perfect example is these fenders. Now this fender had a whoop in it right here and through the whole nose right here, and I mean it was just pretty much all body filler. I put body filler back in there. I took the time to take care of it, and we got her looking nice and straight, which I know that my paint work ain't the best, but what can you do spraying in a garage? But you can see that turned out pretty good. So hopefully if I take my time with this door, it'll turn out just as good, and it'll last me enough that I can take this car to car shows whenever it starts getting warmer outside. But anyways, I'll shut up and we'll lay some body filler. Okay guys, here we are back. It's been about 2 weeks since I last recorded. We're back on the door again. Where I left off was, where I left you guys off was putting body filler on. We have since put the body filler on it, got it all sanded, got glazing putty put on there, got all the glazing putty sanded, and now we're down to the primer. So we're gonna primer, or sorry, getting out of hand here. We're going to block this whole thing, and then we're going to re-primer it. We're gonna block it probably 2 or 3 more times. I think we'll probably block it 2 more times, maybe even just 1. I think one will probably cut it, do this one and another one. Anyways, getting off track here. We're gonna primer it 3 times total, and the last one will be a wet sand, and then we're gonna throw this door up and we're gonna paint it. So I'm gonna put you guys on a quick time lapse here just to watch me, you know, sand this thing and then primer it, and yeah, all right. finally gonna get to spray this door after all that body work, primer, blocking, wet sanding. It's finally time for it. So we're gonna mix up some paint here. And yes, I will shut off the heater before I start. I ain't got the most ideal conditions because it's cold out and I don't have the room in the garage to put my whole paint rack in here, because the Nova currently does not have the fuel system hooked up, as you guys will see in the previous video. So I'm just doing my best with what I got right now. So we're gonna try to spray this and not get in trouble by housing, because I'm not supposed to be working on vehicles in housing, but nobody listens to that rule, so don't tell housing. Actually, I'll bring you down here. Can't really see good. You can see. All right. Paint than wasted, so alright, that's perfect on that line. We're gonna close this can up because I don't want to kick it. We're gonna take our activator. Since this is a 3-to-1, we're going to go up to the next number 2. Alright. There's that. Now we're going to put 2 capfuls of this fisheye eliminator in here. Capful and a half. I'm just going to use zip tie to stir this stuff up. I did get it to work, guys. We got the door in here. Door's closed now. We still got heat in here. Okay. Let's get you set up so you can see me spray. There we go. All right, I'm going to check my pattern real quick on this piece of plastic I laid over my toolbox, and then we're going to get spraying. All right, pattern looks good to me. So let's go ahead and move our paint cup out of the way, just so I don't kick it over. Okay, back to spraying.
Alright, that's going to do it for the first coat. On the front side, I'm going to hit the back side now. We're going to let that tack up for just a second. Give it just a little bit to tack up, and I'll turn you guys back on once we get to spraying again. Alright, we're back. Good to go for another coat. that's that. I'm gonna bring you in on this with a flashlight and kind of show you what it looks like. Oh no, it had one bad spot right there. I ran it just a little bit. But other than that, guys, that's going to conclude this video. The next video that I do, we're going to be putting this door on the car. I'm going to be putting all the glass and the seals and everything in it, getting it lined up with the fender, and getting the cowl panel put on. So that's going to conclude this video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. It really helps me out since I'm starting off new. But anyways, we'll see you guys in the next one.